everyone, welcome to Screenshot, where we talk about trends, pop culture, events, everything related to that. My name is Melinda, and with me is Vui.
What up?
We've got Alan.
What's up?
And our guest co-host for this episode is Langa.
Hi.
So today, what we want to talk about is the swaying of public opinion. Do you guys think that it's a thing? Like, if someone posts something on social media and is like, hey, let's not go to this place. Is this what you guys do? For example, if you guys saw, there was a post on social media about Fairy Cafe.
Yeah.
There's someone who posted and was like, so Bulawayo people, you go to this place to take pictures only. That's what you do. And then abantu bangena bathi, this is not what we do, it's our place, what. But mina, in the back of my mind, what I was thinking is, does this sway a person to go there? Umtu o angasahambi. So what do you guys think?
For me, I think it's highly dependent on who the opinion is coming from. So I'll use the example that you had already used with the guy wa Kulumanye, that restaurant, uthi so in case Islam get at my picture. It's hard for people to take you seriously. But it's different with someone who's actually, influential and people actually listen to. If you're a voice like that, then I think it's possible to say you can influence a public opinion. But did you see
the reaction as Pumebantwin? Because there were a lot of people reacting because it got a lot of retweets and stuff. And Abantu Sibili were now into it. And there's someone who also mentioned something, wati umuntu engabuya abe against it, umuntu okuthiwa your faves abe against it yena. Sesilandela sonke thina maybe ade singekho against it, we're now entering the bandwagon ukuthi we're just followers nje of people bona about bale relevance. I've forgotten the person wangikhona okuthiwa le relevance, but yena she spoke up against it and izinto zangani ziyashifta to iside yakhe.
Okay.
So I think it also makes sense when okukhulumileyo ukuthi umuntu nxa engani ule influence and siyamlandela.
Yeah.
You know what I think? I think it's an issue of four things, not really four things, three things. There is relevancy, there is validation, and then there is perception. So if you perceive that being in a certain place gives you a certain angle of relevancy, you have influence to tell people about it, right? So there are other people there who feel, I think maybe who feel inferior. So the moment you feel inferior, you feel the urge to influence other people about your inferiority, because what's the point of you demeaning something if it's good?
So I will fail you so
no, because what's the whole point of you saying, guys, why do you have to wear a certain thing, or why you not supposed
to restaurant yankhona vele akakwazi ukuthi kuyimalini, but kokuthi abantu but they're going to that place taking pictures or whatever is now deemed uncool.
Definitely.
It's now so uncool to go there. Imagine outside just because
but again, question is, why are people going there? It's a question on its own, because people are seeking relevancy again. It's two-sided. Okay, from where I'm standing, people seek relevance. What do I mean? Good heavens. Okay, from where I'm sitting, right? Zimbabwe, like part of those developing countries, right? We've been backwards for the longest time. So the only places that we've been having, which anyone can ever afford, it's chicken in, wara, right? Then now we are moving to another level. We are trying to be part of the world's movement, right? And then we have these restaurants who, I'm sorry to say this, but it's my opinion, who use lights, beautiful places, to perceive a certain standard. Because question is, are those restaurants really the upstandard that we do want? Do people even like the food there? Because at times you go there to buy things or to buy the place to seek relevancy, because Alan, the guy who does Deja Vu, was there. So if Alan is there, definitely if I go there, it means I'm relevant and I get validation from people. So the next time I post something about that online, I feel like I do have an opinion, because I feel,
Yeah.
I'm not blind, of course.
Okay.
All right, fair enough.
Ilevel yethu incane kodwa when you think about it, phela kudala ndikwakuthethwa ama pictures eBC because I was there at Imbali Mall yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Yo, abantwana developer, it was giving me BC vibes, the HNS vibes type of thing.
Yeah.
It's now the place
Exactly.
to like take pictures and stuff.
Wait, have you been there?
Two?
The new items that are
Bali.
there.
Yeah, actually promote one of the Sweet Gator. Yeah, check them out, guys. They've got dope ice cream. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to promote them here, but anyway, look. Now I wanted to say two things, right? I wanted to say two things. Then saying two like melele topic ngithanda ekugcineni. She made a very good point. I feel like as far as these brands are concerned, a lot of their image is cosmetic. If we're talking about service delivery and how good they are, some of them, they're not really that good. I haven't really been to, is it Cake Fair? No, Ferry Cafe. Okay. I can't, I don't patronize the place, so I can't really speak to their food. But I would be very shocked. I would be extremely shocked if the food that they serve exceeds the standard that they've put out into the market. So she made a very good point on that. But to answer her question on how social media and what people were saying sways public opinion, there's two ways to think about it, right? Alan talked about it first. There's influence. When a certain kind of person says something, and you find that a lot of people are either on the fence or they didn't have an opinion on it. But certainly, they're now like, but the moon low, right? Because of their influence. Yeah. Secondly, Gudala, in communities around the world, a long time ago, there was something called town squares, where people just chill and just discuss anything. So social media has become the proverbial town square. Where we just chill nje. Even if you wrong, like we always laugh. In any social setting, there's that guy, people listen. Then there's you check. But once upon a time, say something that resonates with everyone else. I've got a friend of mine, he's a respectable person, but on Twitter, his account is not that big. It's very small, but this guy's gone viral twice. Okay. First time he went viral, I ever seen this guy, M3. Yeah, that's him. All right. That's like, and this is a meme that's used worldwide. The celebrity. And second time he went viral was last week. When I think someone said TikTok is getting banned, whatever, and then someone did a thread saying like, I want you guys to post like your favorite TikToks. His TikToks that he posted, like I think I'm views are and they're now into the millions.
Really?
Okay. You know what I mean?
Oh, nice.
So it works two ways. Swaying public opinion. There is an influential person that will say something and people automatically follow it, and then there's going to be someone that's unknown that just says something that resonates with many people. So that could have been what was happening with whoever, the owner of the place. I keep forgetting it. Ferry Cafe. It just sounds so similar to Cake Fair.
It's the same person.
Happy original.
But she's doing good.
But you're doing very good. You're doing very good. Yeah. So ndo kupera kwemashoko angu. Yeah.
Makes sense.
But I think in Dawaliana inhle.
It's good for selfies.
It's really good for.
Yeah.
I think you got that sesiqalisa ngelokhu zenini. I-culture leyo ukuthi our standards are kind of a bit. Singathi yaqala ukubona i-food court yazini. Because if you think about it, in Harare, food courts are like a thing. Here it's kind of like our first, and we're so young. We are okay. Moving on.
I'm just saying. You thought it, I said it.
Moving on. So we're moving on from example to something else about social media that what sways us. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we've got a trio. I said 3.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Hey.
So we've got a trio of people that we are did they find them? They are wanted.
They are wanted. Exactly.
They are wanted. They are not yet found. For trafficking young girls.
Yeah.
And
the drugs.
Drugs and all that. And they are living it up on social media. Jonas Haugela. They were recently at a wedding. I think Vele Kumnandi, Spagi Pressure, Namankazana were just always. But when we think about it, if these people are doing so much on social media, but behind closed doors, they're doing this horrible.
People.
Is it worth it?
What I will say is that what happens in the dark eventually comes into the light. I remember
Found guys.
I'm deep sometimes. I'm deep sometimes. Right. When this thing happened, I remember even the wedding. I don't really follow weddings like that, but it was all over my timeline because of this Nigerian guy. She's a Zimbabwean chick, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And wagu angazi wabe khaphile imbinga imbinga zethu zazikhaphile khona pha.
Imbinga zazilethe ice.
No, but babe gqokile African attire yakhona phela. Unless if the wedding at a theme and they're like, no, stick to it. Yeah. Yeah, but true.
But that's a thing.
You know, and I remember the amount of pressure, man, and people were like, hey, and who's this Nigerian guy? You know, and people found out that no, he's Uvela Ngale, he's motors driver, he's got houses wherever. You know, and obviously, like anything that doesn't last 2 news cycles, wapela. And I'm not too shocked to find out Tuguti Awandulaba they were involved in drug trafficking. Like I said, what happens in the dark usually comes into the light. You know, I'm not a bitter person. You know, but I'm not too surprised. Yeah, sometimes if umuntu ngangani udisela.
But the thing is, don't you think that maybe we do have a higher percentage in our society, in our communities, who do the same things? The difference is just that it doesn't come out, or maybe they are not really trafficking girls.
It's on a smaller scale, but to portray this life on social media, abantu bayenza izinto ezisinazo, especially
after watching Al Jazeera, you're still going to say it's on a smaller scale.
I said on a smaller scale, as in sikhuluma ngomuntu ozihlalele emganwini eGwabalandi into ezinjalo.
But we have people selling injengu in this smaller squares.
But smaller scale,
No.
But just not comparing injengu la madras.
Hold up, guys. Hold up. No, I mean, who are pushing these things?
All right.
Okay, so there's this, there'll be the
Yeah.
mafia there doing the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
And then having these young people pushing the same thing in the communities. Yeah. I think Njeng was the closest thing I could ever think of.
Yeah.
You see, so then the thing is, it's not out there. Then now we have people who are out there, and we are ready to condemn them and pinpoint that, no, how could they do this kind of thing? But I think at the end of the day, a lot of people, I do not know what you are doing, and I'm not really sure, but I don't want to be surprised one day when I
So
find out.
was a professional painting.
Good Lord, heavens.
You know, they say it's not the truth.
Alan one day masa simbona eqalise ngedeja vu. And then now he's got a
I mean, honestly, Alan, how many t-shirts can you sell?
But my thing is,
to afford.
How many caps can you sell, bro?
Have you seen the amount of food that
The lifestyle, Alan, you are living, it's very much.
Kasi singumfana umuntu nxa esezayenza ama food reviews. Did you see that $8 pork? Where's wapinda futhi wadla like same day you ordered but
I get invited. No, but seriously, in my opinion, I feel like imali yobuseli yakhanya allowed.
That is very true.
Ikubona ebank music lady uyabukhalela phansi imali ayithanda emsindo. Imali ayithanda emsindo uyabona. But imali yobuseli it's loud and it's you know
And it's usually what gets them caught.
Yes, that's the thing. They never get abantu who are smart enough to know ukuthi mele ngibe low key yabona. Thina sabe sesidlela ku ferry cafe lipo umuntu Alan is hard work yazidlalela. But I think our biggest problem ukuthi thina is a society that we feed onto into zonalizana. That's why it's easy for them to start being too braggy. We praise imbinga you know.
Yeah.
We've made
Boss.
the culture that's worth glorifying.
So boss Allen.
But it's
Boss
been
we-
there from
Boss
day
Joey.
one.
Yeah, we feed onto it.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah,
We keep it relevant.
Yeah,
we give it market value
Guys,
because
my
yeah.
pressure to from those posts. I was like,
Those
And then that's what the pressure.
Michelle did it. She gave me pressure.
Of course.
More Italiana show. Gaia, it's the pressure to get the hair, to get the makeup,
too
to get
much.
the look.
But Michelle is a hard worker. And you,
Good Lord heavens.
Michelle is a hard worker.
Akafana lo Allen Sfumba was kahle.
Allen's a hard worker.
What's the chick's name? Oh, Kanyemba want
Allegedly, please.
Ukanyi's had so many hits, man. Siyadunusa,
Okay.
Amagwinya.
You only knew about this a couple of weeks ago, please.
You know, I've been following her career over the years.
Have not.
Her music career.
see now.
What is this?
Their music career.
Perceived music.
No, but I pressure Zethu. I think especially us girls, we get pressure all the time. We've got young girls sleeping with older men, civil older than their fathers, probably just because you're a Brazilian, you want a new iPhone. Pressure is there. Pressure is something that is so sad, Gaia. Tina, when we were growing up, did we have that much pressure?
But pressure is necessary.
The right kind of pressure is necessary.
You mean pressure to sleep with an
no,
older man for an iPhone is necessary?
Hold up. Pressure is necessary.
The right kind.
Then it's you who defines the type of pressure that you're talking about. But pressure is necessary.
Yeah, I do agree with you.
But the right kind of
For
pressure.
you to be here, right? You've got competition. You've got pressure for you to perform better, right? For you to give it the best thing. We are in this show. We want it to be the best, right? We've got pressure because we've got competition. So pressure is necessary. Then the thing is, what do you do when you have pressure? You know, like you opt for the best alternative to go for.
Come on now.
I am not advocating. Okay, our mothers got married to our fathers with this whole huge age difference. Then how was that? Okay, because at some point you realize that maybe your mom could have been married at 16, your dad could be 25. That was something that has been there, right? But now the fact that this is now here and then someone is benefiting from it. The moment I get a car from my sugar daddy, it's no longer okay because I'm sleeping with older men for money. But when someone else was taken to be a wife to an older man, it was okay because in our community. That's what people would say. No, it's okay. This guy is old. He can definitely take care of you. But now, I'm making that choice on my own. It's bad pressure.
Let me ask you, Lam.
No. But
Okay, I know. Go ahead.
The problem is, most of these people are under chatty.
Okay.
That's what I want.
Polygamy has been there.
It's not polygamy because we is secret.
That's from there.
No,
It's
but
not
Alan's
like you
point
went
is,
up
you're
and
not. You can't be a husband on a boyfriend tender.
We is at the terms.
Now
Yeah,
terms.
I told you I'm deep sometimes. Sometimes I'm deep.
But these are personal private terms that you guys sign on your private contract. Tina, what we
Yeah.
see on the other side, we do not know what you agree on, like at the back, behind the scene. I'm not really advocating for girls to be under pressure. And do
Young
things.
girls, we're not talking
Young
about.
girls, I'm not advocating for that. Please bear with me. Neither am I encouraging it.
I think we all know Uti kids these days are growing at a faster pace than we can look, because we can comprehend. I'm a 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds, and so I don't agree with.
13-year-olds having sugar. Oh my God!
I can't agree. I can't agree with saying Uti pressure is necessary for a 13-year-old to be doing these things. You know,
Yeah.
like that. You just 12 years, like 12. You just entered teen years. I don't think the mind is able to comprehend such things yet. So for an iPhone,
I think if we talk about these things and we put age limit,
young women, I can maybe.
So because I
No,
was
but
referring to the young
whether
women.
even as a young woman, and
That didn't
the guy is significantly older than you, it still leaves room for exploitation and manipulation. It's not about what it's just a culture thing, man.
Which has been there
Yeah.
and has been
But
embraced.
where I can almost, not entirely, because your point it's a bit shaky. You'll get me cancelled. But where I can agree with her is that I feel like we gave birth to this problem. For time immemorial, we've always said that in this whole Indo-Damast movement, all it speaks to is patriarchal society. where a man must provide. Yeah, and the woman does other things that we don't.
TikTok.
Yeah, she must TikTok.
No, she
must TikTok.
Don't
Yeah, sure.
like that, please. So you keep the home warm. Hey, you clearly don't know what goes what goes in on you don't.
Are supposed to be paid for being housewives because being home the whole day it's the whole job.
Anyway, my point is like what's happening now. You're so in danger. I don't think it's something new. I feel like we just have, like with everything, we've got different terms for it now. You know, different ways to interpret it. But I feel like it's something that's been there. It's courtesy, you know. And unfortunately, in being at this Kulumang house, they've found loopholes in the system. And your it girls as well. They've also found loopholes in the system. Do you know the people that don't complain about this? It's in being Alama it girls. Baba funny.
But the problem,
the effects, but they don't care because you know, for me to complain about it girls, and I'm not the target market. We're not the target market, you know what I mean? So abantu that perpetuate these lifestyles and abona they're cool.
Dog, last year, December, I'm Joel. I was tweeting. You guys know I was tweeting.
Yeah, you're going through.
She told me 3 a.m. I'm Joel and I don't send Jelati, you need pay minimum. I was a mother.
Well, you have to ask me about JMH. Sana kuchela na kuta
so it's really it must be hard for Tina ngahamba ngathi mbona awuvumpuma ehlala isitholi ngicabanye ukuthi ukuhamba njani la
yeah
but yeah into ezinje uthi
wena umnike bare minimum
no it's not, you know what I feel like? It's not that, and you'll find that you're giving something that she doesn't want, or either she doesn't want or she doesn't value it. For example, if what I offer is extremely good sex, you know what to phone imali and akumncedi ngalutho nje ukuthi every is kind of hunger. So my point is date your type.
Yeah.
Valid point.
Yeah. Again, I'm deep sometimes.
Anyway, guys, our last thing that we're going to talk about today.
Yeah.
Have you all seen the new Ugandan homosexuality bill?
Have we seen it?
Have
we seen it?
I think the first, which first, who was the first Ugandan person you ever saw?
Yeah, it was him.
He's a celebrity.
Yeah. Why are you gay?
Why are you gay? That guy, Vela.
Well, that guy. Yeah.
I think Vela, it gave us a win.
You can't impress it. I think it's Idi Amin. That's the.
I was talking about
the Priya is that guy. But you guys didn't see this coming.
I think it was a window Vele on like Amato. So what do you guys think about it? How do you feel about it? Even though it doesn't directly affect you, how do you feel about it?
You know when I saw it coming? A few years ago, this guy was Yoweri Museveni, the president of Uganda. Bambu's Uti, what do you think about it? It was a whole press conference. You saw it? Hilarious stuff. But I'll talk about the effect of that thing. This guy stood in front of a whole crowd of people and said, I didn't know about this. What I was told about this minutes before I came onto the podium, the look of disgust that he had on his face, he was like, I never knew human beings could do this. So they described to me what exactly
you said you didn't know
homosexual people. He was like in his 70 plus years of life, he didn't know that there's people that do this. An entire president. I don't know how far true it is, but if he was lying, he's a very good actor. You know. Fast forward a few years later, which was about a month or two ago, Wabu was foot in another press conference by this white journalist. The gay society of Uganda is they're looking for an audience with you. Do you know what he did? He laughed. Not that mocking laughter. It was a genuine, like actually it's a joke to you. You know, so I wasn't shocked. What did shock me though was the severity of the penalties.
that is crazy.
Also, I mean, how do you gauge some of this stuff? Attempted homosexuality. Like if I shake your hand for too long, bro, you're like, huh?
And if you maintain eye contact long.
Hey, if I'm looking at Ellen for too long, then, or if you see my hand gesture, is it just
2K?
West, I think it's going to breed this thing of ukuthi we're now going to blackmail. Now listen to me thinking I'm in Uganda.
No, it's true.
But like if it was happening here, saying Jombile guys, Jombile bafetu, and you are gay next door to me.
You have a report.
And no, I'm reporting. Ngiyamcela imali. Ngithi chomi or else, because I mean ungakhange. Look at about 10 years. Ah. 10 years is not a joke. Glad they are not in Uganda. But
we're coming for you.
Mina, my thing is though, why are we so concerned? This is no longer about the Ugandan thing, but we know as Africa, really, homosexuality is such a touchy subject.
Yes.
Like it's not something that you're free. Even in other like.
It's funny because Chaga was gay. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. And we'll go back. But just give me 30 seconds to explain my point.
Okay.
This is a man that preferred the company of other men all the time. One, you rebut me whenever you want.
Even
the song, bro. We're not afraid of them. We want them. That's one. And
It was a walk card.
second thing, and second thing, and this guy, he was like, no, I'm a uniform in Makawe, I'm Mabuto Army and Watand. Sigani la pant is Bunusales pant. And then says CMP. Imagine you are just CMP just landelana, bro.
I don't think
Thirdly, the final point and is the war song, bro. Bam 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 bam. Bam 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 bam.
Okay.
I rest my case.
Okay.
USA.
My take on,
I don't know what I'm saying.
my take on the whole Uganda thing. And
Yeah.
for starters, on a personal level, I do not think it's okay to judge someone based off their preference, especially if their preference doesn't infringe on whatever lifestyle that you're living, whatever it is that you do on a daily basis.
Granted, yes.
You see, it's like I'm a homosexual, they don't affect the economy in any case. Inflation doesn't rise because there is, unemployment equally because there is abantu abanjalo or whatever the case may be. And I think for us it's quite sad as abantu abamnyama because we come from a history that also taught us ukuthi lathi we are not humans, slavery, all that.
Exactly.
So you'd think
perpetuated
yeah. You see the same things that we're fighting against, it's the same things that we're trying to impose on omunye umuntu. So my case is, if someone is homosexual and will affect in any way, I don't think sleepless nights.
Straight guys especially make me laugh most of the times. Straight guys, there's this thing when there's a gay guy and he's just sitting next to you, like maybe I give it child all you think. So maybe the gay radars are like
Then when you get here, it goes.
On that point, and I feel like as a man, or as a person, Jay, as a straight man, right? If you are confident in your sexuality, and you should never be intimidated by the fact that there's a gay person next to you. Because now what I've noticed, and that guy is homophobic, but undercover, on the down low.
Like after nine.
Yeah, and you check. I feel like some people are in serious denial about their own sexuality, and then they project that on the harmless gays. For lack of a better phrase.
It reminds me of something. I was watching this other TikTok. We see to the extent to which guys are now being taken to prove which are not gay. Serious. Because right now, let's say you're with someone who's homosexual. Then sister, if you're not gay, kiss me.
Exactly.
That's the extent that they're now taking it. If you're not gay or homophobic, lambs. So the extent to which now people
But like me personally on the Ugandan issue, right? I think it's so unfair in the sense of looking at all the other African countries, right? Africa is constantly like getting into this economical depression year after year, right? We've got ministers who are emblazing funds, right? And then we've got rapists, we've got gold mafias without any evidence or whatever the case might be. How are they different? Why are they not getting these rules or these laws being really forced upon them? If you steal this, you're supposed to go to jail like this. Then we are forcing these rules on harmless people. And then the other thing, we are talking about equality for human rights. We are all equal. Who stands there and decides that being a perfect human being, you are supposed to fill in these boxes, right? So there's a yardstick that was created for all humans to say that for you to be a man, at times I think it's the social construction that we are in, that for you to be a man, you're supposed to be A, B, C, D. You can't be sissy, you can't be girly, you can't be anything for you to fit into a certain criteria, right? Then moving forward, now we have that being imposed to us and dividing us, because it's dividing us. Because if you are gay and you're my brother or you're my sister, or you're my okay, fine.
You know, if he is gay, if he is gay, you have to report him in Uganda.
No, I have to report my brother that is.
Otherwise, you're now an accessory to it.
No,
but you know what?
But this penalties are severe, guys.
Which is the next thing that I wanted to
Like
talk about was
10
that.
years.
What I've noticed,
is not
right,
a
there's
joke.
something that I said earlier on, a while back, you know, wasn't cutting at the car, I am deep sometimes.
Okay.
The law or constitution in a country sometimes isn't a measure of fairness. It's all it is sometimes is a reflection of people's prejudices and preferences. For example, in Uganda, look, I can't speak about the economy in Uganda, but I doubt it is that good that they would dump economic policy and all that and say, you know what, for now, let's focus on who's sleeping with who. Yeah, bona. So that's a prime example of how umthetho kwezinye izikhathi it's not a measure of fairness. Same as the US, bro. People think that the US is a yardstick of fairness, bro. If you look at tax laws there, bro, you see how that's the reason why there's so many billionaires there.
But quick one,
you know,
I'm also starting to notice I'll use the example here, the gold thing that's been happening.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like there's a lot of things that happen in front of us that are used as a distraction for other things to happen behind closed doors. Because you can't tell me what those guys can fixate that much on that, you know, gay what thing, and there's nothing else going on in the background.
Yeah.
Distractions, really. I think.
If you look at the first family air Uganda, those guys own a lot of stuff, bro. The buildings that they own, companies that they own, mines and so on. Like, it's an African story, bro.
Of course.
You know, if I'm not mistaken, the guy's son is a general in the military. You know what I mean?
It's a family business.
It's a family business, bro.
Ruling the country.
You know, I mean, if we go to extreme, examples, you can look at what's that country, Guinea. Where the president is a father and the vice president is a son. you know what I mean?
Just business.
Africa is like the most interesting place.
It's a funny place, bro. Like
it's a
that's why I've always got a theory. It's a funny one. I feel like the funniest people in the world, people with the best sense of humor, is African people, bro. Because the struggle that we've been through and it's so bad and that you can only laugh about it, bro.
And we're still going through a lot
and
of
we're still going through and we're yet to go through.
But the funniest thing
God
is,
knows
we can laugh about every example besides ours.
Yeah, exactly. That's the worst part.
But question regarding to that whole law that they passed. Guys, what's attempted homosexuality? What's that?
Don't even think about it.
One moment, and then you're thinking about, like, oh.
Like I can imagine how awkward it will be, like in a setting where it's just guys feeling, police.
Mm.
And translate.
The flamboyant scarf. Come here. Why is your scarf?
All right, guys.
Aggravated.
What is aggravated homosexuality?
It's even the word.
Hey.
Guys,
Like,
we've run
try-
out of time. We've
No,
run
but I
out
wanted
of
to say
But
one
how
last thing.
how are you against
We have run out of time.
taking out people's sexuality? Like,
Yeah. But
Maybe
in
there will be a
closing,
scare now. Look at me
Eh,
getting carried away.
in
Guys,
closing-
we have run out of time.
no, but listen. Hear me out. Do you guys don't you guys think that is funny and that's the punishment for being gay is going to jail?
With other gay guys.
I didn't say as a gay guys. I'm just saying.
Or generally.
Generally,
Okay.
you know, it's like if this guy is gay, you know what? Let's punish him by sending him to.
And then I can see everyone thinking, ooh, Chomi,
Yeah.
But we all know
So
that
they
a lot
why are
of-
you inside?
A lot of gay things happen in prison. I think we all know this. I think
Apparently, they say it's not gay though.
it's what
There's no, they were the inmates even say Pumile, but now we know what we did, but it wasn't
we've
gay.
run out of time. We've run out of
Unfortunately,
time.
this will be continued.
So thank you guys for tuning in, and hopefully you enjoyed the show. See you next time. Bye.